am I gonna make the first video on YouTube this year with my hair doing whatever this is. Possibly. Just get up and fix it. I can't. And I'll show you why in a little bit. Whatever. We're moving past it. I haven't made a video on YouTube since December. I think it was, my last video was the Arizona trip. My cousin Megan came to visit in May for my birthday. She stayed out here for 2 weeks, and she stayed in our trailer. I believe we went to Hearst Castle. I don't know if I filmed anything at Hearst Castle because they're really weird about filming. Or at least about, you can film, but they're really weird about you posting it on YouTube. Like they tell you they will hunt you down. So I wasn't fucking around with that. I do have photos. I don't know if I can post this. I have them on my personal Instagram if you want to go look. We also went to Moonstone Beach, which is like down the road from Hearst Castle, and it's really pretty. I would suggest going there. Oh, Cheyenne and I went to San Luis Obispo later on in the month and watched this girl punk band called the Lambrini Girls play at a like microbrewery place. It was really cute. But it was fun. I had a good time. And then the drive wasn't too bad either. I started sourdough this year, and my sourdough starter has been great. If you start a sourdough starter, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to be crazy. I'm not going to be crazy sourdough lady. But if you start a sourdough starter and it's winter or it's cold in your house, the sourdough starter won't grow if it's too cold. And when I say that, you might feel okay in your house, but it's not great for the sourdough. So it took me 3 weeks to get a sourdough starter active. I had to buy a proofing box because even though I could walk around in a t-shirt and feel fine, the sourdough starter needed a warmer environment between like 85 and 94 maybe to grow. So that's all I'm saying. It would have probably only taken me 2 weeks if I had known that, but I didn't. Oh, when my cousin was here, we also went to the Woodlake Rodeo. We were only there for maybe an hour. It was so fucking hot, like incredibly hot. My favorite is watching barrel racing because I used to do that when I was little. But I like watching, my favorite of all times is watching the little babies get on, I think it's called mutton busting or something like that, where they get on the sheep. Mother's Day happened, my birthday happened, but Mother's Day happened, and then my brother had us all over for his house, and him and my dad made everyone breakfast. My aunt came up from Arizona for my birthday, and it was really fun. It was good having everyone together, and it was awesome seeing my aunt. Having her in Arizona kind of sucks. It was, we went to Cowboy Bebop Live, and it was like big band, and it was so much fun. I know I have video of that, so I will post that here. We got a puppy. He's gonna be mad because he just settled down. But June came, and we got a wiener dog. Now, is 3 dogs too much? Yes. Should I have gotten another dog? No. But look how cute he is. He's a baby. He's a baby. He's so mean. He's the meanest dog I've ever had in my life. Here's where we go into a big story. So we got him, I got pneumonia. June 14th, I went to urgent care, found out I had pneumonia. Got some antibiotics. That day we picked him up. And then I ended up getting on antibiotics. July 5th, I went to the emergency room because my stomach was hurting really bad, and I was going to the bathroom nonstop and throwing up. And so we went to the emergency room, and they did a CT scan, and they were like, "Oh, you do have something in your stomach." And I said, "How can you see that? I have severe scarring in my colon and my lower intestines from having ischemic colitis." And they're like, "Well, it's an infection caused by the antibiotics you were on." So they gave me the same antibiotics, amoxicillin and doxycycline. They gave me more amoxicillin. And 2 days later, I'm feeling worse. I call my doctor. My doctor has me go and take a bunch of like tests, including, and this might be gross, but like stool samples. And that Thursday, I'm bad. I'm like crying. I can't move. My stomach is hurting so bad. And I'm up and out of the bathroom throwing up, like diarrhea, throwing up nonstop. And my doctor calls me that morning, and she is kind of freaking out a little bit. I have something called C. diff, and can't pronounce it. Yeah, the emergency releases me the same day. I was only in there for a little bit. That Thursday, I end up going back into the emergency room and telling them, "Hey, I have C. diff," and because I was going to the bathroom all the time, so I went into the emergency room. I told them, "I have C. diff. It's contagious if someone shares a toilet with me. I don't know what I should do." And so they put me into the hospital like right away, and that was July 11th. They admitted me into the hospital, and I was there for 8 days, I believe. So C. diff is inflammation of the colon caused by bacteria. The bacteria Clostridium difficile. I'm not saying this right. Clostridium difficile colitis results from disruption of normal healthy bacteria in the colon, often from antibiotics. C. diff can also be transmitted from person to person by spores. It can cause severe damage to the colon and even be fatal. Symptoms include diarrhea, belly pain, and fever, and on top of that, I was throwing up. Treatment includes more antibiotics. Even though the treatment with antibiotics, infection may come back. In rare cases, you could have a fecal transplant or surgery. I didn't have to have the last two. I had to have antibiotics, and they admitted me into the hospital. I was severely dehydrated, so they had a rough time finding veins. So I had to have a port here, and a port here. And then by the end of it, I had another port here. But I had 3 ports in me for a few days, and they had me on constant cycles of fluids on top of antibiotics. They were taking my blood sugar. I'm not exactly why they were taking my blood, my blood sugar or whatever that is, where they prick your finger, because I'm not diabetic, and I don't know if the doctor was like, "You're fat. You probably have diabetes." But the entire time I was there, my blood sugar was fine. They had me on a liquid diet, and then they had me on the brat diet, and then I turned into a brat, and I made them put me on the regular diet because the brat diet wasn't working. It wasn't helping. It was just kind of pissing me off, and then I was hungry and crabby. Like, I have a picture of the first meal I ate, and I started crying because I was like that hungry. I was also fucking exhausted because they were on top of, the pricking my fingers and then taking my blood pressure and doing all the regular stuff. They were constantly taking blood samples from me, so I was like not even joking, covered in bruises all over my arms from them trying to find veins to take blood because they were afraid I was going to go septic. So that was fun. yeah, so I was in there, and then got out of the hospital, went to work the next week because this is a quarterlies month, and I had stuff backed up I had to finish, and then I was able to almost finish all my courses except for one, and that's because I couldn't schedule the test in time. So that course for school got rolled over to this term. So I'm going to schedule the test and just do it this term. It's kind of a bummer I couldn't finish it in time, but it's just the way the scheduling is. Because I finished the course, I just couldn't schedule the exam in time. But I was able to finish and pass the math exam first try, which was very exciting. And then that following Sunday, I took my daughter and my sister to LA, and we went and saw My Chemical Romance, the Black Parade at Dodger Stadium.
Reprogramming, reconditioning, I think that's what it was. Brought to you especially by our beloved, his grand, immortal dictator, please.
On the second night, which was very, very fun, and it may have brought my teenage self's absolute crush on Gerard way back, which is so funny to me. It was a lot of fun. I wish we would have gotten closer seats, but you know what? I'm just happy we got to go, and I was able to take my kid to that. Very, very happy and grateful. And that lands us to now, because that was last weekend. And this is the weekend after. I did blood work this week, and again had to turn in some fecal tests or stool samples, and we will see if I still have the infection in my stomach. I've been very careful. I've only been using my restroom. No one else shares a toilet with me right now. Just rather be safe than sorry. We will see. I don't feel 100%. I'm trying not to be gross about this. I'm not using the restroom a normal amount, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was when this all started out. But my stomach is ultra sensitive. So I'm being really careful with what I eat. I'm not eating a lot of greasy food. I'm not eating any fast food. I played Tales of the Shire, and I think I did record some of that, so that can be put here or something. I got rated, so like 40 something people showed up on my stream, which was really funny, and a few of them hung out for a while, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, the kids go back to school in a week and a half, so we are gonna go back to school shopping tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too crazy. My husband wants to wake up and get there as soon as like Ross opens, and then we'll hit Target, and then we will go to, Scarlett wants to go look at like stationery at Daiso. So we'll probably go do that. My 2025, I actually need to update it because I don't think I have put anything in there, because again, guys, I was so fucking sick that I was like staring at the wall because I couldn't focus on like the TV or reading. So this hasn't been updated since I made the June spread and then didn't put anything, so I have to update it. Rapid fire on the books I have read. When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata, 5 stars. Zodiac Academy, The Awakening, 3 stars. Here's the thing. I will probably read most of these books. They are not well written. They are not good. I don't like any of the characters. I'm gonna keep reading it though. I don't know why. I'm gonna keep reading it. Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, 4 stars. I made my husband wait in line at Target to give me that book, by the way, because I had to go to work. My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher, 4 stars. Very cute. Hands Down by Mariana Zapata, 4 stars. Scythe and Sparrow by Bren Weaver. Pun intended. Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley. I read a couple of her. She wrote the A Witch's Guide to Dating a Demon, that series. This book was like, I read a completely different author. Her writing style was completely different in it, and it was so good. I highly recommend that book. 5 stars. Her Soul to Take, 3 stars. It was demon, smutty, whatever. It was cute. It was good. It was dark romance. My Demon Hunter, 3 stars. It was, again, it's a demon romance, but it's not dark. It's just, I don't know. It was cute. I really like the series. I actually just bought the 3rd book in the series yesterday. The Best Thing by Mariana Zapata, 3 stars. The Empress by Kristen Cast, 3 stars. A Proposal to Die For by Molly Harper, I gave it 4 stars. Ruthless Fae, which is part of the Zodiac Academy, 3 stars. The Things We Water by Mariana Zapata, it's her newest book. It just came out this year. It is so good, so good. I'm actually I read it and I'm listening to it now. On Audible. Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, 3 stars. Duke Undone by Joanna Lowell, 4 stars. Dead and Stormy Night by Stephanie Holmes, 5 stars. I have read the 2nd book in that series and it's really good. I've also read 3rd Zodiac Academy book. It's fine. It's just, they're not well written. I would never recommend these books to anyone. Oh, I read the 2nd book in the Lights Out series, which is Caught Up. I want to go on a tiny baby rant. People were talking shit about this book because, I don't know, they didn't like the main male character as much as they liked Josh from the 3rd book, or the 1st book. But I don't want to read, and that's kind of the problem I have with the Butcher and Blackbird series. I don't want to read the same thing over and over again. Even if there's dark themes, even if there's murder or whatever in it. Josh and I can't remember anyone's fucking names, I swear. Josh and his lady are completely different than Nico and Lauren. And I enjoy that. I don't want to read a book with another Josh in it. That's what makes Josh special, is that he's the only one. You know what I mean? That's why the Butcher and Blackbird series, while I highly enjoyed it, and I recommend those to anyone who wants to read them, I don't want to keep reading about the same thing over and over. You know, Butcher and Blackbird, they're both serial killers. Leather and Lark is a serial killer, and then he works as like a cleaner for bad people, so he cleans up messes like that. And then Scythe and Sparrow, I don't remember, the Sparrow, the female, is the murderer. So I just get a little bit, it's like, okay, I get it. I don't really need to read it. Even if the way the people are dying are funny, or, you know, the characters have good banter, it's good. I'm not saying they're not good. I just need to switch up. I don't want to feel like I'm reading the same thing over, you know. The foreseeable future, I am going to try to go to LARP in September, if they have one in September. The place where we were LARPing, that Cronenberg Permanent Renaissance Fairground, they got shut down by the city. So Twin Mask had to find a new place to have the game. And they found a place that's like I think a paintball ground. So they are having an August game. I am not going to go because, again, I just got out of the hospital and I had severe dehydration, and the severe dehydration can trigger my colitis, like my regular ischemic colitis, let alone the C. diff, if I still have that. So I'm going to go ahead and be safe and not sorry and not get dehydrated. I also am a crybaby and I don't like being hot. And camping in a tent with no shower and no actual plumbing, not super fun, if you can believe that. And then in October, I have tickets to see Sleep Token in Oakland at the arena there. Oh, Shane, my brother, and I are getting a tattoo in a couple of weeks. We're getting the space cat from Trigun, because we. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a while. Hopefully I actually have the motivation and post some videos a little more regularly. I know I keep saying that every time I post a video, but bro, time gets away from you, like, quickly. Maybe we can try and get a video out once a month. Maybe that should be my goal instead of every other week. Because I do feel guilty when I don't post anything. And I know it's been like, I don't know, 8 months since I posted something, but it doesn't mean that I don't feel guilty. I just, I suck as a person. But yeah. I do, however, post a lot on my Instagram stories. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same name. Go find me and follow me, because that would be cool. And I will talk to you, because I'm a yapper. Okay, anyways. I love you, bye.